Everyone has heard of the consequences of our deeds, whereby something from the past influences events in the present. Another typical perspective is to see it through the eyes of seedlings being sown. You get back what you put in. Retrocausality, which is the idea that future acts will somehow affect the past, is one way that some scientists believe it could also operate. To believe that what we do in the future can somehow affect the past seems a little insane and even a little out of the box. However, the concept of retrocausality and its implications are beginning to receive more attention from experts worldwide. Does the fact that it's a little bit of a twisted, turny way of thinking make it necessarily false? Kenneth Wharton, who recently co-authored an article on the topic, claims that examining how the future affects the past could help resolve some vexing problems in quantum physics. Even though these issues occur on the atomic level, they can still have a significant impact on the environment. It's not precisely clear how retrocausality affects that, though. In journals like Foundations of Physics, where scientists can really attempt to dissect the fundamentals of what ties our world together, research into this bizarre-sounding phenomenon has been published. The quantum world doesn't seem to operate according to all the same laws as our own physical world, which is controlled by more traditional theories of physics. Why then should we not discount the likelihood of retrocausality? The fact that quantum objects can frequently synchronize in a phenomenon known as quantum entanglement is one of the major distinctions between the quantum world and our own. Even though they are thousands of light-years apart, these objects seem to follow the same timetable. Many of our cosmological presumptions are contradicted by this quantum coupling. Many scientists believe that in order to fully comprehend this phenomenon, we must kill one of our most cherished physics principles. Some people view proximity as the ideal. According to locality, there should be a mediator for objects to communicate remotely. Other experts still want to destroy the idea of realism. Retrocausality appears to be the solution that ties everything together for Wharton and others. According to Emily Adlam, a postdoctoral associate at Western University's Rotman Institute of Philosophy who studies retrocausality, there is a case to be made that retrocausality could aid in a time-symmetric interpretation of quantum physics. We have learned many novel things through the study of quantum mechanics, one of which is the reality of time reflections. But demonstrating the role retrocausality plays in the quantum world could fundamentally alter our understanding of cause and consequence. Exciting new proof suggests life on Earth originated in space. On an asteroid, researchers recently discovered this enormous hint. In a sample taken from the asteroid Ryugu, scientists have just discovered the nucleobase uracil, one of the components of RNA. Nucleobases have been found in samples of space objects before, but this is the first time we have been able to rule out contamination from Earth as the cause of their existence. In the near future, when NASA's OSIRIS-REx expedition returns samples from the asteroid Bennu to Earth, scientists look forward to comparing these findings with those samples. The spacecraft Hayabusa 2 returned from its journey to the near-Earth asteroid Ryugu in late 2020. With it, the craft returned to Ryugu with materials that are still being examined and tested today. And just lately, that ongoing analysis yielded a fascinating outcome. Recently, uracil, one of the components of RNA, was discovered in the Ryugu samples by a study team led by academics from Hokkaido University in Japan. A nucleobase, the group of chemical compounds that forms up DNA and RNA, has previously been discovered in an object from space. For years, scientists have discovered these chemicals in meteorites. This specific discovery, however, has one feature that others did not: a categorical absence of any potential Earth contamination. Scientists have previously discovered nucleobases and vitamins in some carbon-rich meteorites, but there has always been concern about contamination from contact with the Earth's atmosphere. According to Yasuhiro Oba, the project's principal investigator from Hokkaido University, contamination can be ruled out because the Hayabusa 2 spacecraft immediately collected 2 samples from the asteroid Ryugu and sent them to Earth in sealed capsules. Searching for life on extraterrestrial things raises the question of contamination. To keep their extraterrestrial samples isolated from everything from viruses to human skin cells, scientists must exercise utmost caution. If we introduce some of our own organic material into a sample, it might appear to be a misleading positive for signs of life or the components of life from an extraterrestrial object. But since contamination was so carefully avoided when the Ryugu samples were collected, the researchers can be certain that their 6 to 32 parts per billion uracil detection originated from the asteroid itself. According to OBA's statement in the press release, other biological molecules were found in the sample as well, including a variety of amino acids, amines, and carboxylic acids, which are present in proteins and metabolism, respectively. The research team views these results as supporting the long-held theory that the building blocks of life may have started elsewhere in the universe and were transported to Earth on the backs of meteorites and other such objects. The team says there's a good possibility that the building blocks of life developed somewhere else and came together to create life as we know it after they arrived on Earth. This does not quite imply that we came from aliens. According to the news release, the discovery of uracil in the samples from Ryugu adds strength to current theories regarding the source of nucleobases in the early Earth. Additionally, the crew is eagerly anticipating receiving samples from Bennu, a different asteroid. This year, NASA's OSIRIS-REx mission will return samples from the asteroid Bennu, and a comparison of the asteroid's compositions will add more evidence to support these hypotheses. Maybe one day we'll discover the true origins of existence.